Um, I was listening to Pilgrim's video this morning, and he was talking about, I came in on the end of him saying this, so I really don't know what he said before it. I'd have to go back and watch the replay. But he was talking about rapture dreams and so forth. And I've only had 2 dreams that would somewhat be seen as rapture dreams, but they're not really. In both of them, I found myself being caught up into the sky, being like lifted, but then I was placed back down. And that troubled me for a long time, because I thought, what could that possibly mean? Why was I put back? You know? I mean, I think anybody would have that concern. And then it came to me. It's not that I was being rejected and put back down on earth. It wasn't about being rejected. It was the Lord telling me specifically, that yes, I'm going in the rapture, or that I am going in the rapture. But in the meantime, there's work to be done here. So, for me personally, he's telling me, don't focus so much on the details surrounding the rapture. Focus on what you're meant to be doing right now. Now, I had one of these dreams that I'm telling you about. The longest and what I consider the most revealing of the 2 dreams is I was walking down a road in the middle of the night. Millions of stars. And it was a country road where there was like a wooded area on either side of me. And I'm just walking down the middle of the road by myself in the middle of the night. And I start like jogging. And I'm not running from anything. I'm not scared or anything like that. I'm just doing this. And then I start praying to God, more of you and less of me. And that's when I started rising up and into the night sky. And I just kept shouting, more of you and less of me. And then I was put back down. And I went, I could see a car coming in the distance. And I went and hid in a cornfield. And I'm hiding in the cornfield. Well, the car approached, and it was actually my husband in his red truck. And he stopped, and he said something out the window like, who's there? Or something like that. And so when I realized it was him, I stepped out of the cornfield, but I didn't get in the truck with him. I walked in front of the truck, and he drove behind me as I continued on down the road. And I knew that there was somewhere specific I needed to be, and he stayed behind me in the truck. And I understood that he was there to guard me. He was backing me up, he was guarding me, he was protecting me. And I could not go on this journey unless he was there behind me. Not following me as if I'm leading him. He was there to guard my back. And and so the dream then switches to where I'm walking through somebody's house. It was like I was going somewhere specific. I don't know where. But the shortest way to get there was to just walk through somebody's house. And as I was walking through their house, I looked down to make sure I wasn't leaving any mud on their carpet. And I saw that I was wearing white boots. And I was not leaving any mud. I wasn't leaving any footprints or anything on their carpet. And I continued on out their back door, and then the dream was over. And I had this dream a couple of years ago, and I'm just now getting it. I'm just now understanding it. Like I said, being raptured and then placed back down was not me being rejected. It was God telling me, you have something to do. Now, I'm speaking in first person here, because it was my dream, and I know that this is the message he's giving to me personally, but I also believe it applies to most of us. At least the general concept, the general theme behind it applies to all of us. And I was in a cornfield. And the corn was tall. It was over my head. So it was ready. It was almost ready to be harvested, but not quite. It was almost like a summertime. The corn was already tall. It wasn't small. It was already tall, but it was still green and growing, alive. It was not dying off like it does in the fall time. It had not yet been picked. It was not yet harvested. And that's important because we know the rapture is considered a harvest, right? It's the harvest of the bride of Christ. And so I'm hiding there. It's like I'm waiting among the fruit, the produce, what is going to be harvested. I'm waiting there among them. And then my husband comes along, and I'm able to then do what God has called me to do. Because my husband is there to guard me and protect me. And we know that the head of the wife is the husband. You can argue about that all day long. 1 Corinthians 11 makes it clear that is the case. And the head of the husband is Christ, So that's when I said before that, the husband has to answer to God. Of course, we all answer to God. But when it comes to God's divine order of the family, you've got God the Father, then Christ, then not that Christ is less than God, Christ is God, that. But then there's the husband and then the wife. And the husband is going to be held to a greater accountability of the condition of his family than the wife will be, although she is held accountable for her own decisions and actions and so forth. I hope you understand what I mean. But anyway, so I could then continue doing what it was he put me on a path to do while I was waiting for that harvest, that crop, that grouping of corn to finish maturing and be ready for the harvest. While I was waiting for that harvest, I had somewhere I needed to be, something I needed to do, and I could only do it when my husband was there guarding me and protecting me. The white boots, I was careful to make sure I was not leaving any mud on the carpet of somebody's house. And I believe that is my own personal hesitation and caution that I have in what I speak and what I say. I want to make sure that I'm not dirtying up God's message, or being some sort of stumbling block or contaminating somebody's, their spiritual well-being or whatever. And he showed me that I was wearing white boots and I was not leaving any mud. So we know that in Ephesians 6 that part of the armor of God is the shoes of the gospel of peace. And so I was wearing white boots, white shoes, ready. Boots are often, you wear boots when you're working, boots are usually meant for, hikers will wear boots. People who are doing some sort of labor wear boots. And it was white, so it was pure. And I wasn't leaving any mud. So that was a personal reassurance to me that you know, I am on the right track, so to speak. So, but while this dream was a message for me, I believe, I also think, I know that it's a message for all of us. That yes, we are looking forward to the rapture. But there's work to be done in the meantime, okay? We are put here for a purpose. We are ambassadors of Christ. We do not belong to this world, but we're here to tell a scared, dying, traumatized world that its creator loves them and has made a way for them to step into the light and out of the darkness. He has thrown open the prison doors. He has broken the chains, all of those metaphors you want to use, and set us free if we just choose to believe it. So I apologize for making this video long, but I hope that it does point you to Jesus and draws you closer to Him. And as always, you're welcome to leave any comments. Thanks. Bye-bye.